Um, Hi, it's Kaylin. So I just have a little piece of paper that I wrote down some of my thoughts on, so I'm going to kind of keep looking at that. But the first question was describing my thoughts after watching the videos about how the internet has driven change and the lecture from Professor Wesh. So I think just the internet has changed so much just because we're constantly advancing our technology. There's just things being added to the internet every second. Something is new. In the video of the vision of students today, it talks about how almost everything to do with school now is almost internet based. You don't read as many books because maybe your books are online, or you aren't typing as many papers, but you're sending more and more emails. Your class sizes aren't as big because more people are doing stuff online. I also think the internet has it's a good and a bad thing. It can take over people's lives and then they can forget what's important. I know there's a lot of people that I hear all the time, they can sit and binge watch Netflix for hours on end, but then when they have to go to a 1 hour class, they complain and think it's the end of the world. Um, so I think just stuff on the internet seems to be everywhere, and you can come across it accidentally just by like what the videos have talked about, just by tagging using the Reddit, all the different cloud-based bookmarking tools. Um, I also think that it can be good because it connects people in so many different ways. Some people need the internet to be happy and find their place. And I can relate to that because there's certain videos or things that I've read that I've needed to read and know that somebody understands where I come from and I'm not alone in something. Um, and I think you can apply this to teaching because I think it's a good way for kids to discover a different type of creative side by doing something online or by uploading videos to YouTube or just anything the internet has to offer. It gives them a different perspective and different ways to show who they are other than just a pencil and a paper or raising their hand in class. Just it's something new to them. The second one was about the podcast. I listened to a podcast that was for a children's book club, and it talked about just different young adult books. Each podcast was for a specific book. It asked questions about the books that children could answer. It had a celebrity read parts of the book to them, and then at the end, it had an interview with the author and what she meant to get out by the book. And I think that podcast can be used in the classroom to give students just a new and a creative way to learn. Like with the podcast that I listen to, students can read the book assigned to them, listen to the podcast about it, and learn new interpretations about the book that maybe they hadn't thought of before, and then they can listen to what the author wanted to get across. It's just a new way that rather than just reading the book in the classroom and talking about it. I think that it gives just a new way to use critical thinking. There's so many podcasts out there over anything, science, math, reading, just anything. And I think it can really just help children, give them just new ways to do something. And then with the question about social networking being allowed in the educational environment, it's kind of a yes and a no. I know when I was in school, my school district tried that, and we had so many kids abuse the power and take advantage of it, and just didn't use it how it was meant to be used, and so we did away with it. But then I know that there are kids out there that it's a great thing for them, and it's something that's new, but Honestly, I think this social networking can kind of be taken out. I don't think it's completely necessary just because there are so many kids that don't use it correctly and abuse the power. And then the last question, the cloud-based bookmarking tool that I used was Reddit. I kind of tried them all out. Some of the others were a little confusing. I just kind of found Reddit to be the easiest. Um, I liked that it had different tabs at the top that you could kind of search through if you didn't really know what to search for. You could just kind of look through and find something that was interesting. Um, and I like that it had just a search bar on the side. You could just type a one word thing like dog, and all these articles about something that has to do with dogs are going to come up. And I like that their articles were interesting as well. So I think that's it. So bye.